Good morning and welcome to another short video from the Audiofile-Incar. I just want to take the opportunity to show you around this awesome Defender 110 that's been prepared for an overland experience. We've completed a lot of the electrical and acoustic work inside, which I'm going to show you now. So when the vehicle arrived, physically it looked pretty much identical to it does now. It's had uprated shafts, uprated suspension, underbody protection, snorkel, one or two other bits fitted. This customer really is intending on pretty much touring the world in this Defender. So we've added a lot of bits and pieces and we've had to engineer them so that they last. And that's what we do, so it's not been too much of a problem. First thing we've added is uprated security. So this is our own immobiliser system. It's really important if you've got a Defender like this, it's essential that you beef up the immobiliser. If you don't, you won't be keeping it for long. So very inexpensive, very reliable, dead easy to use. Contact us for more details and we can go through this with you. We've added cruise control. This is going to be essential again because this thing's going to cover some serious miles, a lot of which will probably be on the motorway, so cruise control is really going to help. We've done premium audio upgrade, so it's the Focal ES100K tweeters in the top of the dash, the Focal mid-range in the bottom of the dash, the JL audio amplifier which is tucked underneath the driver's seat here, and the JL audio CP106 which is located just behind the centre console up against the bulkhead. Now what we've done to allow the bass to come through nicely is vent it through the bulkhead. So as you can see, we've created a grille there so the bass passes through nicely. The bulkhead had to stay in this vehicle because this is going to be converted into a living area in the back. As you can see, we've seriously soundproofed and retrimmed the bulkhead. If you ever put a subwoofer near a bulkhead, it's really, really important this is properly soundproofed, otherwise you're just going to get lots of resonance and vibration. We've fully soundproofed the vehicle, but we've kind of left it naked in the back. The reason for that is, again, the customer's a real enthusiast and he's going to convert the back into a small living area. So when he's on tour, they've got somewhere to spend some time. It's got a pop-up roof, so there's a more living space up there. We've added some Focal PC100s in the back, so a little bit higher spec than we'd normally do. We've built some custom panels in there. That's because, again, because time is going to be spent in the back, we want the sound quality in the back to be as good as possible. In the front, we've added the very latest Kenwood flagship navigation system, which has USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Garmin navigation with the whole of Europe embedded. It's got a capacitive touchscreen, so it's very sensitive. It's got the physical buttons across the bottom. It's a tilt screen, so it's just peeking up a little bit out at the moment, makes it look really good. Where it differed slightly, again, customer specification, didn't want the half panel that we normally put inside here, wanted everything to be carling. So that's what we've done. Customer's design, but we've put it together and wired the whole thing. A lot of work in there. It's over a day's work just to wire up those carling switches. So you can see we've got a USB charger in the bottom. We've got the heated seat switch. We've got the internal light switch, so the customer has added some rather funky internal lighting. We've wired all that up to the switch, that's all done properly. We've got 3 spare carlings here. On the other side, we've got the hazards on the carling. We've put all the correct logos on there, or legends as they're called. Customer's installed a light bar on the roof, but we've added a switch to control that via the full beam, via a relay, rear work lights. This switch here is power to the head unit, so that's a nice feature on a caravan or a camper. We add this switch. It means that the stereo is turned on either by the ignition key or by the power switch. So in here, we've got no keys in the ignition, but the stereo's on. Again, that's ideal in a camper because you don't want the keys in the ignition. We've also added the Kenwood witness camera. So 2 reasons for that. Number 1 is security. Number 2, just to capture some of the stuff that might be happening when we're driving off-road. It's going to be quite interesting to look back on the footage afterwards. I'm going to go around the other side and show you a couple of the other bits. Again, lots of protection on the vehicle, light guards, extra security. Here are the rear work lights. We didn't install those, but we wired them up. What we did do is add the reverse camera. So that's very neat. Come around to this side of the truck and I can show you, it's got an awning on the side, that was already on there. But we've done a split charge system, so 2 batteries. This is your starter battery, this is your auxiliary battery on a proper split charge system. We've added the auxiliary fuse panel here, and we've also added spare fuses. We do this every time. This vehicle is going to be out for a long time, so it's important that anybody can service the electrics in this vehicle afterwards. So as you can see, everything's really carefully labelled. We've created you know, a key here for all the fuses. It tells you the fuse location, what the fuse does, the current rating of the fuse, and the spare fuses are here. The relays are labelled. We've tried to make everything as serviceable as possible, but at the same time install it in a way that it should need very little servicing. We use a Devon 4x4 battery conversion tray there. It's very neat. And in fact, in the armrest here, so this is a high-rise cubby box, so that means that it's a couple of inches higher than standard. Makes it really comfortable. You can lean on it when you're driving, and we've created this little pocket system here to hold the split charge controller. So you just lift that out and you can access the buttons easily. So if you're winching and stuff like that, you can link the batteries together. You can see the green light on there showing 13 volts. The reason for that is this vehicle actually has solar panels. So once again, installed by the customer. They were already on here, but they weren't hooked up. So we've wired them up nicely using a Vitron solar controller. So this is a dual battery output. So it very carefully charges both batteries, 80% to the main battery, 20% to the auxiliary battery. When the auxiliary battery reaches, the main battery reaches full charge, they'll automatically link together anyway. Everything's wired with the correct gauge cables, so, or over gauge cables actually. So it's all designed to last. We've fully soundproofed this vehicles. So we've done the doors, we've done the whole floor pan, we've done the gearbox tunnel twice, everything you can think of. We've done the under bonnet, we've done an OBD port relocation here because the customer wants easy access. It's got lots of modules that he plugs in there to change various tuning of the car. So we've installed that there. Oh, what else have we done? Oh, we've done electric windows, so factory style electric windows, but we've actually added the OEM electric window switches. So again, proper job. Looks really neat, works really well. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like something similar building or completing, then give us a shout. You can find us on www.audiophile-incar.co.uk. Give us a follow on YouTube. We post lots of videos like this, and hopefully you find them interesting. Or just give us a shout or even pop in. Thanks for watching.